Good Wednesday morning. This is the math e-learning lesson for today. In Google Classroom, you'll see this listed as page 186, numbers 7 through 11. Today we'll be reviewing 4 skills: dividing fractions, area of trapezoids, order of operations, and algebraic expressions. So let's get started. On number 7, you'll have a problem that basically has something like this. Divide the two fractions. So I'm going to write the two fractions here. We're going to use this one, 7 over 8 divided by 9 over 2. So I'm dividing these two fractions, but as we know, we cannot divide fractions. We have to keep, change, flip. In order to divide fractions, we have to keep, change, flip. So I'm going to keep the first fraction, check. I'm going to change the sign to multiplication, and then I'm going to flip the second fraction. So instead of 9 over 2, it becomes 2 over 9. Okay, then my next step is to cross cancel. So any top and any bottom, if I can divide them both by the same thing, that's what I want to do. So it appears that 8 and 2 can both be divided by 2, so I'll divide them both by 2. So 2 divided by 2 is 1. 8 divided by 2 is 4. Now I simply multiply straight across. 7 times 1 is 7. 4 times 9 is 36. So I have successfully divided these two fractions. Let's move on to the next one. Number 8. What's the formula to find the area of a trapezoid? Okay, just to review that with you. So remember, a trapezoid are shapes that look like this, and their area is found by taking 1/2 of the height, multiplying it by the sum of the base 1 plus the base 2. Remember that the height is this right here. So that's the height. The base 1 is your top line, and your base 2 is the bottom line. Okay, and that is the formula to find the area of a trapezoid. Okay, let's move on to number 9. Number 9 wants us to use PEMDAS to solve this expression. 220 divided by 11 plus 2 to the third power minus 4. So let's write this down first of all. So 220 divided by 11 plus 2/3 minus 4. Over here on the right side, I'm going to write my trusty PEMDAS. And remember, the reason I'm writing the M and the D together is because I can do whichever one comes first. And same thing with addition and subtraction, whichever one comes first. Okay, so let's begin. The first step is parentheses. Are there any parentheses? No, so I can put a check next to that. I'm done with parentheses. Are there any exponents? Yes, there are, right here. So let's do the exponent. We'll drop everything. We will drop everything except doing the exponents. 2 to the third power is 2 times 2 times 2. Well, I know that 2 times 2 is 4. 4 times 2 is 8. Okay, exponents are done. Let's move to the next one. Multiply or divide, whichever one comes first. I can see they're dividing here, so let's do that next. So 220 divided by 11 is 20. And I drop everything else. Okay, multiplication is done. Is there any division? Nope, so we'll check that off too. Is there any addition or subtraction? We'll do whatever comes first. So it appears that 20 plus 8 is our first first one that we will do. 20 plus 8 is 28 minus 4. 28 minus 4 is 24. So the answer to number 9 is 24. That's how you use PEMDAS to simplify an expression. Okay, let's move on to number 10. You have 5 times as many apps as your cousin. Let A be the number of apps that your cousin has. Which expression represents the number of apps you have? Okay, so your cousin has A apps. So we would write the letter A. That represents how many your cousin has. If you have 5 times as many, you have 5 times A. Or you could simply write it as 5A. And that's how you would do number 10, or a problem like number 10. Okay, let's move to number 11. Let's do a trapezoid. So I'm going to draw a trapezoid over here. I'm going to label the lengths here for you. Okay. So remember to write down the area formula for a trapezoid, which is A equals 1/2 times the height times base 1 plus base 2. So A equals 1/2 times the height. Remember, the height are either of these. They're both the same. So in that case, I will be using 8. And then in the parentheses, base 1 is this top area here. So if you look at the bottom, it's the exact same there, so it's going to be 16. And then we add that to base 2, which is not just 16, but if you see, there is 5 on each side. So that bottom base, the base 2, is going to be 16 plus 5 more, which is a total of 26. So my base 2 is 26. Okay, let's do some simplifying. 1/2 times 8, I'll do the parentheses first. 18 plus 26 is 42. Now I have a choice. I can multiply 1/2 times 8 first, or I can multiply 1/2 times 42 first. I find it easy to multiply 1/2 times 42 because that's an easy number to cut in half. So I'm going to multiply those two first. So 1/2 times 42, doing that first, is 21. And then I drop the 8. My final one is to do 21 times 8. So I'll do a little side problem here. 8 times 1 is 8. 8 times 2 is 16. So the area of this trapezoid is 168. And that's how you do a problem like number 11. Okay, hope that was helpful. Now it's your turn. Go to Google Classroom and find the assignment called page 186, numbers 7 through 11, and you can use your book if that helps you, or you can use the problems right off of the quiz. Hope that helps. Rewind, pause, whatever you need to do to make this as helpful as possible. Have a good day.